Hello, beautiful souls. How are you? I am so excited to be here. It is 1:16 p.m. right now, but I wanted to tell you that I got the hint to go live at 1:11. How does it get any better than that? So 1:11. Some of you were asking, like, what do the numbers mean? I did answer this on my last video, which I did yesterday. So if you haven't caught on to that one, go ahead and watch that. But the numbers, there's like a universal meaning for each repeating number. And for the most part, is what it means for everyone. However, there's so many different interpretations of each types of different numbers that you really have to feel into what it means for you. So if you're working on trying to figure out what does 111 mean, what does 222 mean, what does 333 mean, um, you can, number one, feel into it and see what it feels like to you. What does it mean to you? And then you can Google it, you can check it out, and then see the different meanings. You're going to find several different meanings in there. And then the one that resonates with you, the one that's like, yeah, that's the one, right? The one that makes you feel grounded, like the one that you like knowing your gut, that's the one. The one that makes you feel light, happy, joyful. Not the ones that make you feel like I know it, that is doomsday, right? Not that one, but the ones that make you feel really good, in alignment with what you're going through, what you're feeling. That's the one that is true for you. So then you can make a note of it. You can make a note of it. Like, for example, 111 means this for me. And once you have that in that place, every time you see that same repeating number, you are going to see, again, hi Heather. Oh my gosh, I was just thinking about you. I was just thinking about you like 2 days ago. I was like, I haven't seen Heather in a long time. I actually looked you up. I'm like, what is she up to? So glad to see you here. Say hi if you're here. So anyway, once you begin to make that little like mindful library of what the repeating numbers mean for you, then you will just know, because it's slightly different for all of us. So for example, for me, the repeating number ones, and a lot of people have the same thing, it means you're going in the right direction, you're doing the right thing, you're on the right path, like that type of thing. The angels are with you, you're fully supported. So all of those different things is what it means to me, and it always makes me feel really supported and like really happy, like yes, yes, like I'm doing the right thing. So for example, today when it was 1:11 and I got the hint go live, I was like, okay, I'm on it, right? And like then I was like, that's why, because my angels are telling me, or they're guiding me, or suggesting for me to do this, right? 222 means, for example, for me, it always means you don't have to do this alone. So look for support. And looking for support does not necessarily mean that it needs to be some. Hold on a second. What are you doing? Where's my dog? Okay. I just gave Teddy a bath and he's like going crazy. And I thought he was getting into my trash. Okay, but he's not. Good Teddy. Okay, what was I saying? Okay, 222 to me means get in touch with your support system, and your support system mostly for me is in the ethers, like not necessarily a specific person. So it's kind of like tuning into yourself. What is it that you're feeling? Ask for guidance, ask for help. We, a lot of times, most of the time, we forget to ask for help from our guardian angel, which is the one angel that has been with us through all of our lifetimes and knows the most about us than any other angel, and is here for the services of you, just you and no one else. So the guardian angel is so powerful to call on to their guidance, their help, and a lot of us always forget for some reason. And so it like, well, that's coming through right now. Like, call on to your guardian angel, because otherwise it's just gonna like sitting there watching you and not really intervening, because we have free will. Now, it does not mean that like if something is going to happen, that you're about to cross the street and a car's coming, like they're not going to like push you away, or make you look the other way so that you don't, so that you avoid that. Yeah, they do intervene in things like that sometimes, but for things that you're trying to manifest or working on moving through, that's the angel for you to call, right? So 333 for me is like the Trinity, right? So it's not just asking for help from divine or for other humans who are in your space, but it is also the divine you. So you ever heard like me, myself, and I? So that's the trilogy there of like tuning into you. Who are you? What it is that you are really looking to manifest. So calling in your power, looking to yourself, and also you're on the right path. So all of those things are going through for the threes, right? I'm going to skip to the five because just because um, I get fives all the time, and I have been receiving fives for over a year now, like constantly. And the fives, the triple fives, are really about change. Change is coming, change is coming, change is coming, and change has come. Guys, for me, it has like my life has really turned around for the better in like ways that like I'm a completely different person, completely different relationships within my own family, completely different paths. Like even the one that I thought I was on is like it's shifting. Everything is shifting, right? Even like the physical way that my home looks is different. Like my office, you saw my office changing, right? So like all different things like that. 777 is divine luck or abundance. I know I'm skipping. The nines are like divinity. Like that's the highest one. I've rarely gotten the 999s because it's kind of harder to see, especially on clocks. There's no 999, and that's a lot where we tend to see the repeating numbers is on clocks. Um, but the 999s is all about the ninth dimension, really, like really higher dimensions. We're not just talking about five dimension, but there's like all of these other dimensions. This is 12, by the way, but it's like really higher beings, like ETs, beings that are really high frequency, archangels, like all of that stuff. Like that's the nines, and it's like uh, aligning you with that type of energy, which is instant healing, instant shifting, instant pretty much like living in the place where you are no longer in a dense body, right? So it's kind of like thinking of something and you're there, and where everything is just love and light. It doesn't mean that you have to cross over to get there. You can get there through ascension, through in your dreams, or what is that other thing? Astral traveling. All of these different places, or you can visit it through, like, let's say the Akashic records or things like that. All of that. So anyway, I just wanted to point in a little bit of light on that, on what the numbers mean. Also, I have these cards. If anybody wants a card, let me know because they called my name yesterday. Yesterday, I did a couple of cards, and there were two different decks that I pulled out, and this one was calling me, and I just left it. And then today, it was like, we want to come out. So if you have a question and you want a card from this deck, which is the Dreamweavers, and I find it so fascinating that it's called the Dreamweavers because my signature one-on-one transformational space is called Dream Weaving You, and this is way before I came across this thing. Like it just came up, and like a lot of people are like, what does that even mean? And I'm like, I have no idea. It was just given to me. It just landed. So anyway, this came up, and when I saw it, it just reminded me of my own place, and that's what I got it. That's why I bought it. It was calling my name. I'm going to pull it out. I'm going to pull a card for the collective. Oh, and I am going to talk, and this is the main thing that was coming up, like to talk about, and it was about blame. Blame. Okay, I think I'm going to talk a little bit more on my podcast, um, but the next one that I record, which is not this week, because this week you're going to meet the wonderful Elaine Glass. She's got a new book coming out, and she's fabulous. I encourage you to listen to the podcast this Thursday when it airs. It's also on my YouTube channel. But blame. We are so used to blaming anyone in order for us not to look at ourselves, right? We are the creator of our own reality. Whether you like it or not, we're always creating, always, every moment. If you're looking, let's say, for abundance, as in money, and you are living in a place of scarcity, as in, I don't have any, and then you're thinking, well, how am I manifesting this? How am I creating this lack when what I really want is the abundance, right? How can you say that I'm creating this lack? What else can I do? Some people are going to say, I work three jobs, or I just don't have whatever it is, right? The situation that you have bought into, that this is why you are where you are. So when you are putting a lot of attention, meaning you're thinking about it, you're talking about it, you're trying to figure out how to get out of it, you are actually putting your energy and your attention to that thing that you're lacking. So if I'm always thinking, I don't have enough money. There's not enough to pay the rent. How am I going to do this? I don't have time to get a second job. I have all these other responsibilities. Where am I going to have the time to look for the job or to get the qualifications, then to get the job while I'm still holding this other one, which is paying me so little that I'm pretty much like paycheck to paycheck? How am I supposed to do that, right? And you're thinking about this. You're thinking about the problem. The problem is the situation that you find yourself into. And by doing that, which makes complete sense to us humans, we are putting more fuel to that. We're telling the universe, I don't have enough. There is not enough time. I'm living in scarcity. You keep saying it, you keep thinking it, you keep believing it and feeling it. Therefore, you keep creating it. So, whatever you're thinking, feeling, putting your attention on today, you are creating your tomorrow that way. So, to remove that part, and I know it feels like it's too easy, or how does that work, or it doesn't work for me, is what I usually hear when people discuss this with me. Is all you have to do is raise your frequency. All you have to do, right? So you raise your frequency by putting your attention on the things that are working for you, putting the attention on the abundance that you already have. So let's create a scenario where there's paycheck to paycheck living and you're barely paying the bills, right? And you're thinking, I don't have enough. Well, now begin to turn that. Well, actually, I do have enough. I may have just enough, but I do have enough. I have a roof over my head. I have heat. I have electricity. I have clean water. I have a restroom. I have clothes to cover my body. So you begin to put your focus on the things that you do have that are abundant, the things that you like, the things that you want, the things that you want more of, but you begin to put your attention on that. And another way of saying this is you begin to show gratitude for the few little things that you may be able to see. It could be your health, it could be your family, it could be relationships, it could be a beautiful day outside if all else is failing, that you're able to breathe the air, that you're able to walk, right? So begin to put gratitude and find all of those little things that you already have, creating this thread of gratitude, of abundance. Oh, actually, I can walk, right? And then noticing perhaps someone who can't, right? Oh, actually, I do have my health. And then noticing or paying attention to those that you know about that do not have their health, right? And then noticing that there's a difference, that you have something that they don't. So you're abundant in that one thing that they don't at this moment, or right? Or or like let's say you have a beautiful day and somebody else is having like a really cold day or torrential rains, and you're like, oh, I'm abundant in the beautiful weather that I can enjoy, when in other parts of the world that's not happening right now. And bringing that abundance, let's put it the other way around. You could be let's say you're having the torrential rains and other people are having the beautiful days, right? You can find like, oh, I'm having so much water and it's watering the land, and I'm going to have abundant crops in the season because I have the water, right? Now let's put this in a way that is more dramatic, like the floods in Dubai, right? So okay, there's all of this. Like, how is this changing how we're all coming together? Look at this. Look how people are coming together, helping each other through this tragedy or this hard times that other people may not be seeing or noticing or having the time to stop and notice because they're so busy going around their day. Do you see how I'm turning things around to find the little nuggets of positivity that you can find in any situation to bring that abundance up to you? And then as you are beginning to feel that abundance, you begin to build it, kind of like threading, like my beautiful lights here, right? It's like one little thing and another piece of light and another piece of light, and you're threading them together, raising your frequency. And by putting your attention there, what you're not doing is thinking and putting your attention on the things that you are lacking or don't have, or the things that you're wanting. So just by using your time, your mind, your thoughts, your imagination, the things that you're doing into the things that you do see as abundant, you are raising your frequency. You're just raising your frequency just by thinking of those things, because they begin to bring you joy in your heart. It brings you joy within your whole being, and that is a higher frequency than the one of thinking of, I don't have enough money, or I don't have health, or whatever it is that is happening in your life right now. So that's how you begin to shift. And the more that you put your attention on the things that you already have, that you're already feeling happy about, the more that you maintain that frequency at a higher level than what you were before. And the universe must, this is the universal law, the universe must match the frequency at which you are vibrating and return to you that. So if you're feeling grateful, if you're feeling abundant, because let's say I have electricity or I have internet right now, right? And I can communicate with you. I am grateful for that. So then that's this frequency. The universe has to match that vibration, that frequency, and bring me more things at that vibration, right? And so it's more things that I can be grateful for, more things where I can feel more abundant, more things and experiences where I feel more loved and appreciated. Um, and and then, because you're having more experiences that are on that alignment, which is a higher frequency, what happens? You have more things to be thankful about. Put your attention and intention onto those things, then you raise your frequency even more. And that's how you move out of wherever it is that you are. And this works for anyone, everyone who actually does the work. It works all the time, as long as you are constantly doing the work. The work here is putting your attention on the things that you want, that you like, I should say, the things that you like, that you already have, right? So that it can bring you the things that you want. There you go. So let me know if you have any questions. Again, if you're here, say hi. And also, if you do want a card from the Dream Weavers Oracle deck, let me know and I'll put one for you. Okay, so that is what's coming up. Is that type of feeling like I don't have enough, and how do you shift out of it? Okay, and I did say that I wanted to talk about blaming, right? Yes, that's how I started. That's how the whole thing started. So we are really, really good at blaming others for our situation. My boss, blah, 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 makes my life miserable. My partner makes my life miserable, right? Or the situation that I'm in, or the home that I live, or the neighborhood that I'm at, or the whatever it is, that's what's making my problem. So it's because of them pointing your finger outwards that I am in this situation. That's how it starts. And that is a trap. That is a three-dimensional matrix trap. What it does is it keeps you still. It keeps you from moving, shifting, and advancing. Because as long as we're not able to see ourselves in the mirror and be like, oh, okay, I'm the one creating this, I'm the one putting the attention and intention in the things I don't like, therefore creating more things that I don't like, right? So as long as you are doing that, you are creating that reality. And as long as you're pointing your finger out, telling telling yourself and or everyone else that it is their fault, or that you are where you are, then you don't do anything. Because how many times do we feel helpless? I can't change things if they don't change. I can't change my situation if they don't do XYZ. I can't do anything about it if they don't fill in the blank, right? So we're pointing the finger out and we're sitting still, like sitting ducks, just sitting still, doing nothing, blaming, hating, right? Putting a lot of, what is that called? I'm getting the word in Spanish, which is rancor for those of you who speak Spanish. Um, Resentment. Putting all of the resentment towards them, because it's because of them that I'm in this situation, right? Putting all that anger towards someone else other than you, that makes you stay here prisoner in this situation. However, when you're able to see that, oh, actually, if I look at me, if I heal me, if I begin to heal myself, then the world that I'm seeing in front of me will change. The world that I see around me is going to begin to reflect the new me. This, I have proof, everybody who has worked with me, and me included, obviously, is exactly what happens. And it's hard to believe because like how can they change if I change, if I do healing on me? Like they're the ones who need the healing. They're the ones who need the fixing, not me. But when you turn inwards and you begin to do your inner healing and you begin to take responsibility for where your thoughts are going and what thoughts you are putting in and out into the universe, and you begin to heal that part of you, that anger, because when we have anger and we're pointing the finger out, most of the time, that anger is not towards them. The anger is towards yourself. It's a part of you that you have believed to be true. It's not true. That you believe that is true, and you're angry with yourself. It could be really deep inside, and you don't even know it, but it's coming out as you pointing the finger and being angry at everyone else. Common denominator, you. You may change partners, homes, jobs, places that you live, and you're going to create the same situation when you don't heal yourself. So, when I first started doing the inner work, I started really moving and doing the inner work. So, that was me. It was not about them, it was me. It was meditation, coming together. It was connecting to my higher self, even though I didn't know I was doing that back then. But it was calming the mind and just going back to center. And really, it was meditation, guided meditation with my mentor that was helping me, right? And what I saw was that the world around me began to seem as if I was watching a movie. So, what does that mean? It means that the chaos that I was seeing at work, at my workplace, was still happening. Yet, it didn't affect me. It didn't penetrate me. It didn't give me anxiety. It didn't give me that feeling of what am I going to do now? Does that make sense? So that's how you begin to really work into that place of healing yourself. Okay, let me know if you're here. Put it in the comments, even though I don't see any comments here. And if you want a card. And I'm going to pull one now for the collective. So that is one for anyone and everyone who catches this. Perfect. Ooh. What do they need to know right now for the highest good and the highest good of everyone connected? And by the way, if you have any questions, let me know. Well, let me know if you have any questions about anything that I've said. Again, I'm not seeing any questions or comments, which is interesting. And last time I did a refresh on my live and then it disconnected me, so I don't want to do that. Okay. Oh, I'm getting super hot. Super hot. So that is when I first started doing this, I used to get super cold. Well, I actually still get cold when I do my energy healing. This came out. And but now when I'm channeling, I get really hot and it's like a lot of energy moving through me and actually kind of staying within me. Okay, so the card that we got as the collective, what the sunbeams have to show. Ooh, look at that. Isn't that a beautiful card? What the sunbeams have to show. Okay, this is really, really interesting and so aligned with today because it is in the sunbeams that we are receiving the coding, the upgrades right now that is allowing us to wake up, ascend, and become more aware of things than before. It is through the sunbeams. So think about the sun rays as direct downloads onto your being. Um, you can go out in the sun when it's coming up, like at sunrise. You can face the sun, close your eyes, feel that warmth and that light enter and penetrate you through your closed eyes. Or if you can see it, you can see the color of the reds coming up. Watch that. Also at sunset, you can do this and you can really receive the coding like directly, right? you're still receiving it when you go out. If you're just staying inside a building all day long, never seeing the sun, get outside because you are getting so many codes. So this card that just came up right now about what the sunbeams have to show, it's all about you getting outside and feeling, feeling, what am I feeling right now? How do I feel right now? Am I receiving anything? Is there any message in here for me? And it might be nothing, or you may feel like, oh, I'm not getting anything, or I'm not receiving anything, or I don't know anything, or whatever it is. That's fine. You're still receiving it. You might get a download later. It might be in a dream. It might be while you're just washing dishes, and all of a sudden, boom, an idea comes up, and then you're like, oh, like you put things together. That's the upgrade. The upgrade is when you're able to become more aware of different things when you weren't before, and all of a sudden it makes sense, right? That's like one way that I can explain that you're getting an upgrade. All right, so yeah, that is the card for today. I don't see any more comments. I'm sorry if you are putting comments and I don't see them. But let me know if you catch this later how it feels about the blaming and how you can actually begin to change and shift your reality for the better, for a higher frequency, which is where we're all headed. We're all headed to higher frequencies by shifting your attention and intention on your thoughts, right? Whatever it is that you're thinking, your imagination. All right, guys, I love you and I will see you later. Bye.